259 passing yards. 2, draw an arrow to them, passing touchdowns, and guess what? 0 turnovers. We all know Alabama is extremely hard to beat when Milroe does not turn the ball over. But this is the wild card, and it's what's taking Milroe and Alabama to another level in the second half of the season. You got some of these Bama fans sitting on the couch eating cheesy puffs going, popping them in. They're on their 3rd bag. They're on their 6th Diet Coke. They've already ate a full pizza going, man, I can't believe we can't stop the run, man. The runner up the middle every time, come on. There's a reason you're on the couch eating cheesy puffs. Something in my throat. Alright. Sorry guys, had to go to the bathroom. I just got done doing a different video. Just ignore this. Well, actually, we'll come back to the whiteboard in just a second. Look, man, I'm not even gonna try to stay composed and try to put on a front for y'all like I'm not. Oh my gosh, like I'm not jumping for joy inside. I'm just happy, man. I'm not gonna cry, man. It feels good to win a game like this. Like Saban said in his post-game interview, we're normally on the other side of this. It feels good. And I was talking about this in the last video. Not just the game, but that video. That's going into history books of YouTube, man. I'm going to be showing my kids that video in 30 years. They're going to be like, Dad, what was it like on the 4th and 31? I'm showing them that video. I'm showing them a video, man. That's got to be... I'm sure there's other videos out there of live reactions, but I don't know, man. I feel like that one, it's got to be up there just because of the Alabama-Auburn rival matchup and just the highs and lows in that video. It was cool, but if you want to see that video, go check it out. That's besides the point. The point is, in this video, I'm here to recap the game because in that video, there's so much... I didn't recap it. Didn't talk about it. What time is it? It is now 10:30. I'll show you this. I'm just pleased, man. I'm extremely pleased. The resiliency we showed. There were so many things in this game that didn't go our way. And look, I'm going to address this. I believe, did I touch on it? I don't know. I can't remember. But in the live reaction, yes, I know. Everybody's talking about on Twitter, well, Alabama in the first quarter got away with the face mask on the kick return. Okay, we did, but guess what? The Auburn player pushed our guy into the returner, and it was a block in the back. So even if they would have called the face mask, Auburn fans and whoever's hating Alabama, it would have been offsetting penalties. Okay? Everything after that went Auburn's way. And what about this? Hold on. No. I'm glad I remember this. I am so glad I remember this. What about when our punter just got bullied? He got hit. It was a blindside hit. You can't do blindside hits. You can block a punter, but that Auburn player, I don't know who it was, he blindsided our punter and then kept unnecessary roughness hitting him on the ground. No flag there. What was that about? But okay, cool. I don't care about that. The only one I care about is Jermaine Burton. He did a white Randy. I made that same catch in 7th grade PE class. I swear. Ask my 7th grade PE coach. It was the toe drag swag. That's what we used to call it. Go up, catch it, drag the left foot, or did he drag the right? I don't know. I used to drag my left foot. Or actually, I believe he caught it on this side. He got the left foot in. You could see it. There was like this much. It wasn't much, okay? I'm not going to act like it was this much. There's about this much of green grass in between Jermaine Burton's foot and the out of bounds line. And I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to review it. First things first. So one official comes down. He's saying it's a catch. Then you got the witchcraft in these Auburn officials in Jordan-Hare Stadium. There's conspiracy theory man in the building. I think these officials didn't want Alabama to win, but we ain't getting all that. Anyways, you had the other official, the back judge, coming in saying, well, they were talking about it. And if you're a Bama fan, you know. When these officials start talking about it, in that huddle, I think they're just trying to think of a way to screw over Alabama. They're like, well, yeah, he did catch it, but we could roll it out and then there probably wouldn't be enough video evidence to overturn it. That's what I think went on in that conversation. And guess what? That's what happened. I knew once it went to review, they weren't going to overturn it. My hopes were low. I thought maybe there was a small chance they would, but of course they did. And that was a catch. And guess what? That was a 3rd and 10. We had a punt on that. And no, that wasn't the punt that wound up getting muffed. It didn't work out in our favor. Hold on, is my camera sideways? Oh, wait, no, we good. Thought my camera sideways. But yeah, I don't want to hear any Auburn fans talking about, oh, Alabama. No. Okay, we got that one call in the first quarter. And guess what? It was a 4th and 1. We have a beautiful chef's kiss play call, jet sweep. They call us for a BS holding on CJ Dupree. He barely tugged the guy. Didn't hold on to him. That cost us a touchdown. There were just so many things that didn't go our way. So I don't even want to act like, or I don't want anybody to act like Alabama was the beneficiary of the calls in this game. Don't want to hear it. Now, as far as it goes for the game itself, I said this a little bit in the previous video if you went and checked it out. And I think somebody commented this. I don't know. I'll pull it up in a different video. But everybody knows, okay? It's rival week. It doesn't matter. I stated this in the preview. I don't care if Auburn's 0-11. You know they're going to give Alabama their best shot and they're going to play like the 2012 New England Patriots. Okay? It's the Iron Bowl. Auburn does this all the time. No true Alabama fan thought for a split second Auburn was just going to lay over in this game. You might have thought Alabama was going to beat them by 20, 30 points, but you knew Auburn was at least going to give them a shot, okay? And that's what happened. And it's not just the Iron Bowl, it's for every big-time matchup. Michigan, Ohio State, Washington State, same thing there. Washington State, weren't they 5-6? They got beat on a walk-off field goal by Washington. Am I going to give Washington a hard time for that? No, because I understand as a diehard college football fan, been watching for over 20-something years, I know that's what happens in college football. It's a rival matchup. You can throw the records out the window. Same thing for the Georgia Tech game. Sure, Georgia Tech ain't the greatest, but it's a rival matchup. What was the other game? Hold on. Oh yeah, Florida State. Same thing there. Yeah, Florida State's, yeah, a little wishy-washy with their backup quarterback, but the point is it's a rival matchup. I'm not going to sit up here and go, oh yeah, Florida State only skimmed by Florida. They're not a top 4 team. No. My reasoning for not having Florida State in the top 4 has nothing to do with the Florida game, if that makes sense. And my focal point of all this is you can't discredit any team, not just Alabama, but any team, for skimming by their rivals. It's a rival for a reason. Throw the rankings out the window. Now let me pull up the whiteboard. And guess what? I have not, you're going to get my live reaction to this as well, seen the box score for this Bama game. I have no idea what to expect. I think Jalen Milroe's numbers wound up turning out pretty good. I know Peyton Thorne's are probably pretty bad because Auburn, how many passing yards do they have? Off the top of my head, they might have had a $150. I know they had at least 200 rushing yards. Wow, Jalen Milroe's numbers were way better than I thought. I'll put up the team stats after that. We'll go Milroe and Thorne. Speaking of Thorne, man, what a disappointment he's been this year for Auburn. I know we're going to have some Auburn fans. Did I spell Thorne correctly? Let me double check. Yeah. Don't want to disrespect him. Man, always got to get their name right. Man, I thought Peyton Thorne was going to be, I wouldn't say a top 3 quarterback in the SEC, but I for sure thought he was going to be a top 6, 7 quarterback, and he just hasn't lived up to the hype. Yeah, he makes some good throws here and there, but for the vast majority, no. This is a rushing Auburn team. I mean, guys, look at this. Look how, oh my goodness. I did not know it was this bad. 5 for 16, 91 yards. That's just not very good, man. I'm not going to say pathetic. Well, that stat line's pathetic. Peyton Thorne didn't play pathetic. I thought overall Peyton Thorne played a solid game, about as good as he can play, because you got to understand, he was killing us on the ground, man. I went back, rewatched a little bit of it. And good gosh almighty. That little zone read where he holds it and Jarquez Hunter comes running across and he decides to keep it and run up the middle. He was gashing us, man. I was getting so frustrated watching it. And a lot of people don't understand. I wasn't getting furious because we couldn't stop it, because I understand it's hard to stop. Okay, it's easy for, you got some of these Bama fans sitting on the couch eating cheesy puffs going, popping them in. They're on their 3rd bag. They're on their 6th Diet Coke. They've already ate a full pizza going, man, I can't believe we can't stop the run, man. The runner up the middle every time, come on. There's a reason you on the couch eating cheesy puffs. Much, much easier said than done. Can't emphasize that. Auburn really put a good game plan together, and I got to clap it up. I hope we got some Auburn fans watching, because I want y'all to know I respect y'all so much, and we talked about it a little in the preview. Greatest rivalry in all college football? I don't know. You let me know in the comments. Me personally, I think it is, and I think this also validated that, because it doesn't get too much better than what happened tonight. And overall, not just tonight, but all the Iron Bowls. They're always great, man. It doesn't matter what the record is. Normally, it's Alabama's really competing for a championship and Auburn's not, but you get my point. In the recent years, I know 40 years ago, Auburn was pretty good. Anyways, I had to throw that in there. Peyton Thorne had 1 touchdown and 2 INTs. Not what you like to see, but one of those was at the end. Game was over. Yeah, circle that. Milroe, on the other hand, Heisman numbers yet again. I don't think he should win the Heisman, but definitely should get an invite, because is there a hotter football player in the country than Milroe right now? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I did not throw Peyton Thorne's rushing stats up. I do apologize. I'll throw him up here. He had 15 carries, 15 for 57 yards. Not bad, but not better than Milroe. All right, there we go. Oops. Almost put the marker in my pocket. That's not where it goes. Phone goes in the pocket. Y'all should see that pretty good. Yeah. So, if I'd have showed you these stats before the game, be honest. Number 1, what are you thinking? And number 2, what do you think the outcome would have been? For me personally, I would have said, yeah, Alabama won this game probably 35-17. Something like that. Milroe, 16 for 24. Really good. 259 passing yards. 2. Draw an arrow to him. Passing touchdowns. And guess what? 0 turnovers. We all know Alabama's extremely hard to beat when Milroe does not turn the ball over. But this is the wild card, and it's what's taking Milroe and Alabama to another level in the second half of the season. See, y'all should be able to see this. Draw some more arrows to that. 18 carries for $107. Also, sacks are thrown in there at the collegiate level. I'm not too sure why we still do that. We need to switch over to the NFL system, the stat system, but that's besides the point. Over 100 rushing yards, 260 passing yards, and the bomb, the 4th and 31. Milroe miracle at the end of the game. Look at everything Milroe did was awesome. On the flip side, for old Thorny here, 5 for 16. Awful. 91 passing yards. Not good. 1 touchdown, 2. Remember, 1 was at the end of the game. Doesn't really matter too much. So we'll say 1 interception that really mattered. 15 carries for 57 yards. I would not have said, and Auburn should have won this game, but if I would have saw these numbers before the game, I'd have said, yeah, Auburn didn't even have a fighting chance. And yet, they should have won. And Peyton Thorne did this. Granted, he killed us on the ground with his legs, but he did nothing in the air. Auburn completed. Did they complete a pass with somebody else in the stat sheet? I thought I saw something. Yeah, because Jarquez Hunter technically had 1 pass for 2 yards. Auburn completed 6 passes and almost beat us. Flat out shame, but it also goes to show how good Auburn was running the ball, because I won't write these down, but Auburn had Jarquez Hunter, 93 yards. Damari Alston, 85 yards. And Peyton Thorne, 57 yards. So they had 3 guys with over 50 yards. And Alabama had Milroe. I think he was our leading rusher. I don't think it was close. Yeah, because Jason McClellan had 15 carries for 66 yards. Auburn was shutting down our rush attack. It came down to this, man. We just was like, all right, Milroe, we can't run the ball, at least effectively. It's up to you, man. You got to put us on your back, and he did that yet again. He's done it all year long. Did it in the LSU game, the Tennessee game, the Kentucky game, this game, the second half of the season. I said it after the Texas game. Alabama will only go as far as Miro will take them. It was the same thing with the team last year at Bryce Young. It's the same team. Same thing for this team this year, and it'll be the same thing next year. They will only go as far as Miro will take them. If he plays great, they can beat anybody. If he doesn't play great, they can probably lose to anybody. Let's be real. So those are your numbers, and let's see what the total yards was, actually, because I said I was going to pull those up. I'm extremely curious. I would assume Alabama outgained Auburn because we did miss a field goal. There, yeah, we had 400. Wow, 259 passing yards. Yeah, look at this. I'll just show it to you. If you want to pause it, you can pause it. Come on, focus, man. Come on. I don't think it's going to focus. I'll just read it off to you. Alabama had 451 total yards of offense. Auburn only had 337. Third down, yeah, Alabama was decent, 6 for 16. Alabama has been a really good third down team this year. Underrated stat, Auburn 4 for 12. But here's a kicker. Alabama was 2 for 2 on fourth down conversions, and more importantly, the 4th and 31. You hate to see it. If you're an Alabama hater. Me, an Alabama fan, I love to see it. And you know why I love to see it? And I'm so excited because when we win, the rest of the country loses. Because every single person roots against Alabama. And that's what makes the losses hurt so bad. And losses don't even hurt me bad like tonight on Saturday night. They hurt me the next day and Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday because it's all they talk about on SportsCenter, ESPN. And you know if we'd have lost this game, you know what everybody been talking about. Yep, the dynasty's over. Dynasty's falling off. Has Nick Saban lost his edge? That'd have been the headline on SportsCenter. They do it after every single loss. I'm numb to it at this point. Look, man, I don't know how many times we got to teach this lesson. Alabama ain't falling off until Saban retires. And even after that, they might not fall off. Yeah, they'll fall off a little, but as long as Saban's there, we good. All right, we good. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say for now at least. You know we're going to talk about this a lot tomorrow, a lot the next day, the next day, the next day, the next day. I'm just happy, man. Extremely pleased with how we played. I don't know if I touched on this. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Whatever, we'll leave it in here. I think everybody's going to be quick to say, oh, well, Alabama struggled with Auburn. Auburn lost to New Mexico State. Well, here's the thing, and a lot of people don't even know this. Auburn last week wasn't even preparing for New Mexico State. They was preparing for Alabama. That was the definition of a trap game for them because they just overlooked their opponent. You have to know Auburn's never going to overlook Alabama. It's their Super Bowl. They've been preparing for this game for 2 weeks. Pretty much, Auburn had a bye week last week. They lost, but they didn't care about the game. They cared more about the Alabama game than New Mexico State. That's just how Auburn rolls. That's how they operate. And I know we almost lost the game, but I didn't think we played bad as a team. I don't think we played our A game. No. I think we played our C-, C+ game. I just think Auburn played out of their minds. They did, but I didn't expect anything less from Auburn and Jordan-Hare State. Anytime you can win in that witchcraft of a stadium, you don't apologize. I ain't apologizing, and I hope any of my other Alabama fans out there, you don't apologize either. I'm tired. Been up since like 5:30. I'm going to bed. Let me know your thoughts down below. But